Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, President Trump demands $230 million from American taxpayers as prices rise for your morning coffee. And a thrilling tip-off for the NBA. President Trump pushing for taxpayers to pay him $230 million as compensation for the federal investigations he's faced. The ethics concerns over what would be an unprecedented payout from the Justice Department.
Under arrest, a convicted January 6th rioter back in custody 9 months after being pardoned by President Trump, charged with threatening to kill House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. The reaction this morning.
New images of the demolition of the White House East Wing going beyond what President Trump promised as his project to build a 90,000 square foot ballroom faces new pushback.
Immigration crackdown. Federal agents raid one of New York City's most famous streets, targeting illegal street vending and migrants, while officials in L.A. say a U.S. Marshal and an undocumented migrant with a criminal record were both shot when agents tried to arrest him.
$100 million heist as visitors are let back into the Louvre this morning. For the first time since the historic robbery, is time running out to find the French crown jewels?
Could you lose your job to a robot? One of the largest private employers in the country is reportedly planning a massive workplace transformation.
John Stamos sounds off, blasting the estranged husband of his Full House co-star Lori Loughlin.
This woman's a saint. I'm just heartbroken for her right now.
The bitter taste of rising coffee prices.
We're trying instant coffee today.
How you can save on your morning cup.
Born to be wild. The wild start to the NBA season.
Pull up, SGA. Got it! Ties the game.
The defending champion Thunder going to double overtime with the Rockets as OKC raises its banner. Plus, it's our final countdown to celebrating 50 years. We're digging deep.
Guess who's here?
Opening up for a trip down memory lane. This is Butterscotch, who just ate my soup, with some of our favorite animal adventures.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Wednesday. Good morning, America.
And we're going to bring you a lot of puppies this Wednesday morning. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Rebecca, you're also going to be bringing our Real Money series.
Yes, we've been looking at this because anyone who's tried to buy a car recently has felt this. The average cost of new cars has never been higher. So I'm going to break down some ways that you can save, including an unexpected place where you can get a deal right now.
Some much needed advice and guidance there. Also ahead, the tropical threat on the move. Ginger is tracking that for us.
We're going to start with the latest on President Trump. He is demanding $230 million from American taxpayers because he faced special counsel investigations over his campaign's contacts with Russia and his removal of classified documents from the White House to his home in Mar-a-Lago. A payout that might ultimately be approved by a Justice Department official who was Trump's personal lawyer. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is at the White House. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning. And this is an unprecedented demand from the president that would require his own Justice Department to pay him $230 million of American taxpayer money. It would be a settlement that would need the sign off of top DOJ officials who once served as the president's own personal attorneys. This morning, sources tell ABC News that President Trump is pushing for a personal $230 million payout from the Justice Department as compensation for the federal investigations he's faced.
Well, I guess they probably owe me a lot of money for that. Probably, yeah, that's true.
That money would ultimately come from American taxpayers. The president now in charge of the department that investigated him for allegations of Russian meddling in the 2016 election. And mishandling of classified documents in 2022, storing them in a ballroom, storage room, and even a bathroom. The president filed 2 claims against the DOJ when he left office, claiming his privacy rights were violated. Those investigations were approved by federal judges with no evidence of malicious prosecution. If the settlement goes through, the president would personally collect nearly $250 million from American taxpayers, an unprecedented personal compensation for the nation's commander-in-chief from the very people who helped elect him into office.
It's interesting because I'm the one that makes a decision, right? And, that decision would have to go across my desk. And it's awfully strange to make a decision where I'm paying myself. In other words, did you ever have one of those cases where you have to decide how much you're paying yourself in damages? but I was damaged very greatly, and any money that I would get, I would give to charity.
The Justice Department officials who would likely sign off on the payment were once President Trump's own personal lawyers, Attorney General Pam Bondi and her deputy Todd Blanche. All of it raising new ethics concerns. One ethics professor telling the New York Times the ethical conflict is just so basic and fundamental, you don't need a law professor to explain it. And Democrats calling the president's demand illegal.
It is definitively illegal. You can't simply transfer $230 million of taxpayer funds because Donald Trump has directed his sycophants within his administration to do just that.
And we asked the Justice Department if it would be a conflict of interest for those top DOJ officials who once served as the president's own personal lawyers to sign off on such a settlement. The Justice Department tells us they will continue to follow the advice and counsel of career ethics officials, and they decline to comment any further, Rebecca.
All right, Rachel, thank you. We're going to turn now to a convicted January 6 rioter who was pardoned by President Trump back in custody this morning, charged with threatening House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries. Our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky, is here with that story. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Rebecca. For the first time, a Trump-pardoned rioter is facing charges of threatening to carry out a new act of political violence.
This is Christopher Moynihan on January 6th, and this morning, 9 months after receiving a pardon from President Trump for ransacking the Capitol, he's back in custody, charged with threatening to kill House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Moynihan was arrested over the weekend on a charge of making a terroristic threat just before Jeffries was scheduled to deliver a speech. New York State Police said he sent a text message saying, "Hakeem Jeffries makes a speech in a few days in NYC. I cannot allow this terrorist to live." Court records quoting another text saying, "Even if I am hated, he must be eliminated. I will kill him for the future." Moynihan was previously convicted of breaching the Capitol on January 6th and being among the first to enter the Senate chamber, rifling through papers while saying, "There's got to be something in here we can expletive use against these scumbags." President Trump, on his first day in office, granted clemency to Moynihan and more than 1,000 others convicted or charged in the riot. 10 other January 6th rioters have either been charged, sentenced, or convicted of other crimes since being pardoned for their actions on January 6th.
I think the reckless and irresponsible pardons of hundreds of violent felons on January 6th has consequences. There are consequences to that beyond me.
Moynihan is being held on $10,000 bail. He's due in court tomorrow. State police did not identify who received those threatening texts, but said the messages placed the recipient in reasonable fear of the imminent murder and assassination of Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader.
Yeah. All right, Aaron, thank you. Now to President Trump's about-face-on meeting with Vladimir Putin. The president announced last week that he was planning to meet with Putin to discuss ending the war in Ukraine, but now he's decided to put the meeting on hold. Our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, is tracking this for us. Good morning, Mary.
Linsey, good morning. Well, just days ago, President Trump said he planned to meet again face-to-face with Russian President Putin in the coming weeks, optimistic that they could finally negotiate a way to end the war in Ukraine. But now this morning, President Trump concedes that meeting is not likely to happen after Russia made clear they weren't interested in striking a deal. The Kremlin saying, quote, "You can't postpone what was not scheduled." Trump then suggesting the meeting would just be a waste of time. This is just the latest example of Trump being courted by Putin, then painting a rosy picture of negotiations, only for Putin to then pull back. And the timing of this is critical. Putin floated this new summit the day before Ukrainian President Zelensky came here to the White House, meeting with President Trump last week, asking for powerful Tomahawk missiles capable of striking deep inside Russia, which Putin obviously opposes. Zelensky then walking away from that meeting empty-handed as Trump eyed this potential Putin summit. And of course, Trump still has not imposed those punishing sanctions on Russia, even though he has been threatening to do so for months. And all of this coming as Russia continues to escalate its attacks in Ukraine. Overnight, 6 people killed in Kyiv, including 2 children. And Linsey, a kindergarten targeted in Kharkiv with nearly 50 small kids inside.
Mary, switching gears now. Of course, we've seen the video. What's the latest on the White House East Wing demolition?
Well, the president once promised that his ballroom would not interfere with the current structure of the White House, but that is clearly not the case. We have seen bulldozers razing the East Wing. This photo from the Washington Post that they shared showing that nearly all of it has been demolished. Now, Trump had said that the East Wing is being, quote, fully modernized as part of the process to build his massive $250 million ballroom, which he insists is privately funded. But the National Trust for Historic Preservation is urging the administration to pause demolition until the construction plans can go through the legally required public review process. Lindsay.
All right, Mary Bruce for us from the White House. Thanks so much, Mary. George.
Okay, Lindsay, now to the crackdown on immigration. Federal agents raided a street here in New York City known for illegal street vendors selling knockoff goods. Matt Rivers is on Canal Street with the details. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, George. That operation playing out right here where I am right now on the corner of Canal Street and Lafayette Street in Lower Manhattan. And we'll see what the day brings here on Canal Street. Do those street vendors come back out here to sell their goods after many went home yesterday in fear after that raid?
This morning, an immigration crackdown on one of New York City's most famous streets. Federal agents, many masked, arresting several people during an operation on Canal Street, famous for vendors selling knockoff designer goods for cheap. One agent seen pointing his taser at the crowd. Officials say the joint federal operation, including immigration, customs, FBI, DEA, ATF, IRS, and Border Patrol, zeroing in on illegal street vending and immigration enforcement.
The people selling those knockoff goods are often migrants, which means federal investigations here often include migration enforcement.
And it's gotten a little hairy at points with people running, people falling down in the street, and federal agents running after them.
The crowd pressing in at times, shouting obscenities at the officers, some yelling, "Get out ICE." The NYPD saying they were not involved in the arrests. The chaos on Canal Street during the day turning into protests overnight outside federal buildings in Manhattan. New York mirroring what we've seen in ICE raids across major U.S. cities, including Los Angeles, where officials say a U.S. Marshal and a suspected undocumented migrant with a criminal record were both shot when agents tried to arrest him Monday after they say he fled the scene and rammed an agent's vehicle. You can see the suspect led to his knees by officers. Officials say he was shot while fleeing, a ricochet then hitting an officer in the hand. But supporters say he was targeted because of TikTok. His account, Richard LA18, known for documenting ICE operations.
And that TikToker, 44-year-old Carlitos Ricardo Parias, now charged with assaulting a federal officer. Rebecca, he's expected to make his initial court appearance in Los Angeles later today. Rebecca.
All right, some serious charges there, Matt. Thank you. We're going to turn now to the search for the thieves behind the historic robbery at the Louvre as the world's most visited museum reopens its doors to visitors this morning. Chief international correspondent James Longman is on the scene in Paris with more. You got the first look at all of this before all those tourists flood in. Good morning, James.
Yeah, good morning, Rebecca. That's right. Thousands of tourists now back in the Louvre for the first time since this extraordinary heist. You can see them all lining up behind me. They might be hoping to catch a glimpse of the Apollo Gallery where this heist took place. They won't be able to do that. It is still a crime scene and locked off. We were the first journalists and we remain the only team to get into the Louvre since that heist took place. It was just an unbelievable moment when these jewels were taken. 4 individuals breaking in, 2 of them into the Apollo Gallery itself. This is as recriminations now are growing here in France. People asking serious questions about the security lapse, the apparent security lapse that led to this break-in. That is why the president of the Louvre will face questions today in front of senators who've got some pretty serious questions to ask. We now also have a value on what was taken, $102 million worth of gems. But of course, the historic significance of these items means that the true value is incalculable. And by now, this is a story that the whole world knows. These individuals breaking in, taking these crown jewels, and the race is on to try to find these people, find the jewels themselves before it's too late, because the real fear here is they could be broken down, the individual jewels sold off, and these pieces of history will be lost for good. Lindsay.
Time is certainly of the essence, James. Thank you. Now to one of the largest private employers in the country. Amazon is reportedly planning to replace more than 500,000 jobs with robots. Sam is here with the details. What's the company saying here?
And it's a lot of numbers, big numbers, Lindsay. This is a big deal. Could be one of the biggest workplace automations in modern history. Now, there are concerns this morning that Amazon, it's the second largest private employer in the country, as Lindsay said, is hoping to replace more than 500,000 new jobs with robots. Now, here's how this would work. The New York Times, citing internal documents, is reporting that Amazon expects sales to double by 2033. That type of growth would normally require about 600,000 more workers. But the company is reportedly looking to fill those new jobs with robots and ultimately hopes to automate 75% of its entire operations. Now, Amazon also reportedly estimates that automation could help save it more than $12 billion with a B dollars from 2025 to 2027. That's just in 2 years. In a statement, Amazon said the leaked documents reflect the perspective, this is a quote, of just one team and don't represent our overall hiring strategy. They add that the company is actively hiring and plans to fill about 250,000 positions for the holiday season, but it does not kind of address the whole idea of automation.
Wow, that is a big change.
And it's happening everywhere, not just at Amazon right now.
I don't think it would be a surprise to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. Switch gears now to the NBA season. 2 marquee games on opening night. Lara's here with the highlights.
Another sport, another new season begins, everybody. This time it's the NBA. The season tipping off right where the last one ended in Oklahoma City. The NBA champs and their fans watched the banner raised to the rafters. And the Thunder players all received their championship rings. And then it was time to get to work, defending their title against Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets. Reigning MVP, SGA, finishing the night with 35 points, including these two that sent the game into overtime. And it would actually take double overtime to decide this one, with the Thunder finally pulling it out by 1 point. And that was just the early game. I'm exhausted already. In the late game, Lakers star LeBron James was just a spectator, as you see there, missing the season opener, guys, for the first time in his 23-year career. Thankfully, for LA fans, Luka Doncic picked up the slack. He is incredible, scoring 43 points. Somehow, though, that amazing showing still not enough to stop Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, as Curry starts his 17th season with a W. NBA coverage on ESPN starts tonight. The first game has the New York Knicks taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's contentious in our house. Starts at 7 Eastern. In the late game, the San Antonio Spurs are up against the Dallas Mavericks as top draft pick Cooper Flagg makes his debut. That game scheduled for 9:30 p.m. Eastern. It's late, but a lot of people want to see how he does.
You're not rooting for the Cavs?
You know, Rick is all the time. New Yorker. We see where this is going.
Coming up, John Stamos sounds off on his longtime Full House co-star Lori Loughlin's estranged husband, what he says about her role in the Varsity Blues college scandal.
Also ahead, Will Reeve is here with that coyote attack caught on camera. Will.
Yeah, Lindsay, good morning. A frightening scene here. A woman walking a dog attacked by a coyote. Why experts say it may have happened and what you should do if you encounter one yourself. That's coming up.
All right, Will, thank you. Plus, with coffee prices reaching historic highs, we are breaking down tips on how you can save. It doesn't mean you have to give up that coffee.
And coming up, our Real Money series looks at buying a car, the ways you can save if you are in the market.
Can you smell it, Robin, from there?
Oh, yeah. Let him go down your shirt.
Let him go down my shirt?
Just let him go down your shirt. It's like, I'm serious, just let him go down your shirt. This is what they do. They go down your shirt.
I didn't know we were doing that. All right, welcome back to GMA with just some of our favorite moments from over the years.
Look at
Sam. Look at Jack going, sure, he likes it.
Let him go down your shirt.
With animals, because he was comfortable and happy and safe
he was
there.
trying to say that the animals like that.
Right.
You thought you were its mommy.
Right, or whatever. Celebrating 50 years of GMA with moments just like that.
Yeah.
Now he wears the tight T-shirt to make sure nothing's getting down there.
Exactly.
You and Robin, both babies in that photo.
I George, you were a baby on the show too. I certainly remember. We all were, by the way, Lara.
Styles will reveal all. Yeah. We have gone wild, everybody. We've had animals in our studio over the years. We're going to look back at the best of all of those moments. It's really worth sticking with us for this one, guys. It's coming up in our next hour.
First new at 7:30, the trial of the former Illinois sheriff's deputy charged with murder in the 2024 shooting death of Sonia Massey is now underway. Sean Grayson shot and killed the 36-year-old after she called police to report a prowler. Grayson has pleaded not guilty, claiming he feared for his life, saying Massey was acting erratically while holding a pot of boiling water. Health officials in South Carolina have deployed mobile vaccination units as the measles outbreak grows. 4 new cases reported, bringing the total to 23 in the state this year. More than 150 students at 2 schools have been forced to quarantine in the outbreak.
And 2 pet food brands are recalling products because they could be contaminated with salmonella. The FDA announced earlier this month that Raw Bistro is recalling some of its frozen dog food, and Food Dynamics is recalling several cat and dog food products over salmonella concerns. Also this morning, Travis Kelce has a new job. In addition to playing football, hosting a podcast, and his occasional acting, an investment firm says the Super Bowl champ has joined them in their bid to overhaul the Six Flags empire.
Oh, cool.
This includes Cedar Point, near where Travis grew up.
We're going to turn now to John Stamos. He is standing by his Full House co-star Lori Loughlin in new comments about her conviction in the Varsity Blues college admission scandal. Also some tough words for her estranged husband. Larry here with the story.
And George, John Stamos had nothing but love and support for his former on-screen wife, who he calls a saint. But he is showing a different side of Uncle Jesse as he slams her real-life husband in an explosive interview.
And you're already a great husband, and I love you.
Have mercy.
This morning, John Stamos has some harsh words for Massimo Giannulli, the estranged husband of John's longtime Full House co-star Lori Loughlin.
I said, look, like all the whatever negativity or hardships that you've been through your life is connected to this guy. You know, whatever he did to her, it busted her up to the core.
Yeah.
And she put up with a lot over the years of this guy. And you know, again, I'm not going to get into the relationship. It's not my business. I mean, you know, I know a lot, and I was by her side through a lot of it. She is an angel, and she always made things better.
Stamos, a guest on the Good Guys podcast, opening up about his relationship with the couple, who announced their separation earlier this month after 28 years of marriage.
40 years I've known her, and you know, you can see through people after a few years. Like, this woman's a saint. I'm just heartbroken for her right now. I've really tried to be there for her during this time, and also with the college scandal. I mean, I'm not going to debate whether she had much to do with it or not.
In 2019, the couple, accused of paying $500,000 to Varsity Blues mastermind Rick Singer to get their daughters Olivia Jade and Isabella into USC, under the false pretense that the girls were Division I rowers. A year later, Giannulli and Loughlin pleaded guilty to wire and mail fraud. Both wound up serving months-long prison sentences.
And in typical Lori fashion, I said, how was it? She goes, you know, I met a lot of nice ladies in there. We have a book club. That's her, you know. I know for a fact it was all him.
Stamos says he will never speak to Giannulli again.
Look, he's a very successful dude. You know, I will never talk to him again. I pray for this guy. I pray that he gets a hold of his whatever hole that he's trying to fill, however he's trying to fill it. I pray that he realizes that what he had was everything that anyone could ever hope for, and that he gets some help. I think this guy needs help.
Wow. And when asked for further comment, John Stamos said there is simply nothing else to add. We did also receive a response from Lori Loughlin. She said, sorry, I don't have any insight on this. And we have reached out to Giannulli. We have not received any response yet, guys.
All right, Lara, thank you. Now to a coyote attack caught on camera. The wild animal went after a woman and a dog. Will Reeve is here this morning with the details, right in my home state of New Jersey, of all places.
Yes, stay alert, Lindsay. Good morning. Anyone with pets who lives in or around nature has had this fear. A coyote attacking a pet. In this case, it was caught on video, and the woman walking the dog here is recovering from serious injuries.
This morning, a terrifying attack caught on camera. A 31-year-old housekeeper recovering after she and the golden retriever she was walking got into a battle with a coyote in this New Jersey backyard next to a nature preserve. Here's the homeowner rushing out to help fight off the coyote. The dog is okay, but the housekeeper sustained open wounds to the shoulder, back, and leg.
Received bite to the thigh, also a bite to the back. You're going to need medics as well, as far as for the bleeding.
The homeowners telling our station WABC the housekeeper is still in shock and will need to undergo a month of rabies treatment because it is possible the coyote was infected.
If you get bitten by a coyote, the coyote runs away and they're not able to test it to make sure if it's rabbit or not, then you're going to have to go through a series of very painful shots.
Coyotes live all over the United States, both in the wild and even in urban environments. Adult coyotes are about as big as a medium-sized dog and can weigh anywhere between 25 to 35 pounds. Experts say they won't typically attack humans, but they will go after pets.
They look at them as a threat, as competition. Scream as loud as you can, wave your hands as loud as you can. If you have anything in your hand that you can use to swing at the animal, do that. This is not something where you play dead or relax.
And a few more tips to keep your pets safe from coyotes. You want to haze the coyote until it leaves the area. That means using your arms, making loud noises, throwing small objects in a coyote's direction until it leaves. You don't want to stay put, and you do not want to run because that'll activate its chase instinct. So there you go.
Well, that's impressive. When did you learn how to haze a coyote?
You know, college was a crazy time. No hazing. No hazing.
Only the coyotes.
Great question, great answer.
A Real Money series where we help you save on expenses, including the rising costs of buying a car. Kelley Blue Book found that the average price of a new car is now above $50,000. In fact, that's the highest it's ever been.
It is a huge number, and these higher prices of new cars are being driven by a number of things here: low loan rates, rising tariffs, and car debt has also reached record highs, with Edmunds saying more than 1 in 4 car owners owe more on the car than it's worth. But there are some ways to save. One family asked us for help in trying to find a deal since both their older cars are having increasing maintenance costs.
Hi, we're the Pecheniks from Atlanta, Georgia. We're a family of 4 with 2 high school students, a dog, and 2 aging vehicles. We're trying to replace my 16-year-old Hyundai Santa Fe with something newer and safer, but we're finding that a lot of the vehicles are outside of our budget. Can you help us find a good deal?
So, Rebecca, we know that you actually enlisted a professional to try to get them some good savings. What did they say?
We can help the Pecheniks here. We spoke to an expert because they're looking for a new Kia Sorento hybrid under $45,000. Remember that average price George just told you, $50,000. So we're going even lower than that. We enlisted the help of Ivan Drury. He's the director of insights at Edmunds. He says, first, leverage what you already own. They have a 2009 Hyundai Santa Fe to trade in. He says to max out that value, look outside the dealership where you want to buy and get 2 to 3 additional offers. Drury determined the average trade-in value for their car was about $3,200. The family got a separate in-person inspected offer from CarMax of $4,500, and that could be that additional $1,300 to help the folks. Edmunds offers an online appraisal tool. CarMax and Carvana offer quotes on their sites as well. So get more than one offer. Don't just take it to the trade-in.
And that was a big difference, so it really is worth that. All right, so some people don't like to walk into a traditional dealership kind of environment. They just don't feel comfortable with it. Is there a way to get savings if you don't do that?
Yes, there's some really useful tools out there for people. Now, if you're not even going for the dealership experience, check your memberships. Warehouse stores like Sam's Club and Costco offer car buying programs. They take, I didn't either until we did this. They take the guesswork out of pricing, and they can help you easily compare prices. We found on Costco's site, they're offering a $1,000 members only discount on several trucks, SUVs, electric cars for Gold Star members. On Sam's Club site, they're offering bonus cash and special member pricing on certain models, as well as an e-gift card that you can use in store if you buy a car through them, a vehicle through them. So check those memberships. Something that a lot of people aren't aware of.
And I'm a huge fan of looking at used cars.
Always.
Because you know what they say.
Yeah, the minute that new car drives off the lot, it loses value.
Yeah.
When you look at those used cars, Lara, one really important thing to know is you want to look for that certified pre-owned car. The reason you want to look at that is that they really do a deep dive into what the actual car looks like. So instead of buying directly, you go through that certified pre-owned car manufacturing and dealerships. They inspect, they certify the vehicles.
You usually get a better warranty.
You get a better
too.
warranty. And for our Kia wanting family, jury found several certified pre-owned Sorento hybrids, including a 2024. It could save them $6,500, and a 2023 that could save them $10,400. Huge discount. All right. So a lot of people aren't aware of this. There are good protections, and they come with it. So these people, when you add it up, they could potentially save, the Petcheniks could potentially save $11,700 on the purchase. And here's what happened when we told them.
You guys have done great homework already. But when we looked at kind of like running the numbers and seeing where you could save some money, it looks like you could save about like $11,700 with just a few things that we could do.
Sounds great. I feel like we're armed with some information we didn't have before, and I think we'll take a serious look at some of these pre-owned options now, knowing that we can save as much money as Ivan says we can.
Yeah, I think that's
definitely the way to go.
Just ask Rebecca. You need to buy a car.
It's as simple as that.
No, I mean, same thing with homes. I just feel like you've given so much great advice
Thanks,
to our
guys.
viewers. Thank you.
Sam, what do you got for play of the day?
George, I like this guy's voice. I really do. The Philadelphia Eagles 6'8" offensive tackle Jordan Mailata, I got it, has many impressive skills on the field. But if you haven't heard him sing, listen to this as he sings Valerie.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things and what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture.
What? Right?
We've got a second career.
I didn't think it's going to be bigger than his first career. All right, he sang at the Super Bowl parade, and even the Masked Singer. Now, some of you may also know that Jordan Mailata was a founding member of the vocal group The Philly Specials, alongside Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson. Remember that really good Christmas album they had out in 2022 and 2023 and 2024? But I think you're right. When he leaves football, that voice.
And he has such a stage presence.
At 6'8". All right, we'll be right back.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. No end in sight. Overnight, the government shutdown becomes the second longest in U.S. history, reaching day 22 as the impact widens, affecting millions of Americans.
The new study on the magic number of steps you should be getting per day, it may be lower than you think, what it could mean for your health.
The bitter taste of coffee prices rising to historic highs.
We're trying instant coffee today.
We asked our Becky Worley to try to give it up.
Giving up coffee? Not today, no.
As she brings tips to getting your morning brew on a budget.
Born to be wild.
And as we count down to our 50th anniversary,
we will untangle Diane tomorrow.
We'll look back at our favorite animal encounters.
Oh my goodness, you guys, we are in it.
From four-legged friends in the studio.
This is Butterscotch, who just ate my soup.
To wild animals all over the world.
It's true pandemonium.
As we say, Good Morning, America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Wednesday. Good Morning, America.
And Good Morning, America. We hope your Wednesday is off to a good start.
Happy hump day, everybody. Coming up, Tori Johnson is helping us feel our best with deals and steals for wellness with up to 60% off savings.
And the question of the day, are you getting enough steps every day? There's a new study about the magic number you need and how much it could lower your risk of death. Dr. Tara Narula joins us live for that.
First look at the top stories breaking at 8. We start with the latest on the government shutdown. Day 22, no sign of a deal to end it, and the impact is widening. Federal employers missing paychecks, food aid programs for needy families running out of money. Jay O'Brien tracking it all from Capitol Hill. Good morning, Jay.
Yeah, George, good morning. Overnight, this shutdown officially became the second longest in U.S. history. The longest was during the first Trump term, but this current standoff shows no signs of ending soon.
This morning, after repeated demands from Democrats for a White House meeting to negotiate an end to this now 22-day-long government shutdown, President Trump again refusing unless they agree to his demand.
I would like to meet with both of them, but I set one little caveat. I will only meet if they let the country open.
Now the second longest shutdown in American history, and the impacts are worsening. Advocacy groups now warning government food assistance for mothers, infants, and children will run out of money by the end of the month.
That takes away our eggs and our milk and our fruits and our vegetables. That takes away from me eating just so my baby can eat.
And funding also drying up for SNAP, the federal program helping feed roughly 42 million low-income Americans. Several states, including Pennsylvania and Texas, now warning they'll be unable to keep distributing any SNAP aid come November 1st. Food banks preparing for a rush.
Every meal that a food bank provides, SNAP provides 9 meals. So we're not going to be able to keep up with how much need is going to surge.
I pressed Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Are Democrats at least in part to blame for some of that pain because you are the ones holding
We have a very simple request. Sit down and negotiate. The onus is on them to sit down.
Democrats holding out for an extension of expiring Obamacare tax credits to prevent insurance premiums from skyrocketing for millions. But GOP senators emerging from a White House lunch yesterday, showing off new Trump merchandise and echoing the president.
We have negotiated. I don't know what there is to negotiate.
And back here on Capitol Hill, by law, members of Congress are paid during a shutdown, but like millions of federal workers, their staff are not. So on Monday, while their bosses were gridlocked on ending this government shutdown, Senate staffers missed their first paycheck, George.
A lot of pain spreading, Jay. And also we have the state of Arizona suing Speaker Johnson.
Yeah, they accused the speaker of denying Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva her duly elected seat. She was elected in a special election to replace her late father almost exactly a month ago, but she hasn't been sworn in yet. The speaker had previously said he would swear her in as soon as she wanted, but now he's saying she won't be sworn in until the House returns from recess. And the House is being kept out on recess, the speaker says, until the government reopens. Democrats accuse the speaker of delaying her swearing in because she's the final signature needed on a petition that would force a vote in the House to release the Department of Justice's Epstein files. The speaker denies that. This lawsuit is asking a judge to either compel the speaker to swear her in or allow someone else to do it, George.
Right, he did swear in Republican members during a recess. Jay, thanks very much. Rebecca?
All right, George, thank you. We're going to turn now to a new study about the magic number of steps you should be getting per day and how much it could lower your risk of death. Our ABC News chief medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula, is here to break it down. It's great to see you, Doc. So what is this big magic number and how did we get there?
Yes, the secret number. Well, our modern lifestyle has so much of us sedentary, and we talk so much about how moving more and more steps can increase our health benefits. But as you said, what is the magic number? Well, researchers looked at that in 38,000 roughly older women, average age of 70, who they gave an accelerometer to count their steps for about a week. Then they followed them over the next 10 years. And they found something interesting, which is that it doesn't take that much, Rebecca. So if you walked about 4,000 steps 1 to 2 days a week, they dropped their mortality or death by about 26%.
Wow.
And their cardiovascular disease risk by about 27%. If you walked 4,000 steps for 3 or more days a week, your death rate dropped by about 40% and your cardiovascular disease by about 27%. What happened if you upped your steps to 5,000 to 7,000? The death rate continued to drop, which was great. The cardiovascular disease risk seemed to level off. So there are two real big findings here. One, it doesn't take that much. 4,000 steps is about 1.5 miles to 2 miles. You think about that 1 to 2 days a week. The second is that it doesn't matter how you do it.
Okay.
Really what was more important was the average steps over the week, not the pattern of it. There were some limitations to this study, big ones being it was a white population, older women, higher socioeconomic status, so it does need to be repeated in a more diverse population, but very helpful and hopeful results.
Can I ask, how did that 10,000 steps get to be the number we all think about?
Yeah, it came from a Japanese pedometer. We talked about this on the show actually a while ago during the Olympics. It was a marketing campaign based on the symbol that they put on a pedometer. So it's kind of arbitrary, George. And other studies have shown that the number might be more like 6,000 or 7,000. 7,000, but clearly 4,000 is very easy to achieve for a lot of people.
Yeah, this is doable, and in the midst of all of these things we're being told to do with our health, it seems a little more manageable. How can people do this? What are some of your suggestions? And I think it's so key that you said people don't have to do it all at once.
No, and so it's really about building it into your daily lifestyle, and you have to be mindful of it. So, for example, getting off the bus to stop early and walking, parking your car a little bit farther away, maybe just walking instead of using transportation like buses or cars, taking the stairs. If you have an office, get up and walk during lunch for 10 minutes. Have your meetings on the phone and walk around the block. And then make it social, make it fun. There are walking groups you can find. Meetup.com has some. Silver sneakers for a lot of my older patients. And then music, a good playlist can help. Getting a pet, a dog can be a great way to do it. And then buying something that's really tracking your steps just because it makes you accountable and makes you focus on it.
Playlist or podcast?
Playlist or podcast or audiobook.
Yes, I do the same. Thank you so much, Doc. Appreciate it.
Coming up on our GMA morning menu, how the high cost of coffee is making some people look for alternatives for their caffeine fix.
Also ahead, a wicked good night in the ballroom. The first tens of the season headed out, and we'll hear from the couple going home. That's in Pop News.
Jessica Capshaw is here giving us the scoop on the new series 911 Nashville. And Lara and Sam are with Tori Johnson. Hey, guys.
We are so excited. Tori has some really good deals. It's all about wellness today, bringing us sneakers, smartwatches, other products.
Will Gans.
Will Gans.
Just focus on Will Gans. That's it. And the deals are good for your wallet, by the way, with up to 60% savings. We're going to kill Will if we stay here a little longer. Go, Will, go. We'll be right back.
Go, William. Go, William.
Yes.
Go, William.
Yes.
Here in New York City. And we're back with our GMA cover story. If you're watching with a cup of coffee, you've probably noticed how much more expensive it is, up more than 20% over the past year. And Becky Worley took a look at how the high prices are affecting the nation's caffeine habit. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning, George. It's doubtful we're about to become a nation of tea drinkers, but rising coffee prices are making people rethink their coffee consumption, finding less expensive alternatives, or even the unthinkable, giving it up altogether. This morning, the beverage that might be in your hand right now is getting more expensive. Prices for roasted coffee rising almost 21% in the past year. That's more than any other item tracked by the government.
Coffee prices are significantly higher than historical. The primary driver is that there are problems in the supply chain. There's been drought and weather conditions in Brazil and Southeast Asia. Inventories are low, but then now with tariffs enacted, that just adds a layer on to the costs.
At this independent coffee store, the owners just told me 4 years ago they paid $1.50 a pound for coffee. Now they pay $6.50. According to experts, smaller independent roasters and coffee shops are going to experience fluctuations more quickly than major coffee chains. So with prices this high, could you cut back? It's 6:15 a.m. when I would normally have my first cup of coffee, but my boss has asked me to give up coffee for a week. I think I'm going to start tomorrow. Okay, day 2, giving up coffee. Not today. No. Today, oh no. No. That did not go well, but I'm not alone. How much would coffee have to cost for you to give it up?
$10. This morning I paid $7 for a large coffee.
On a regular cup of coffee, it would have to go up to maybe $12. I love coffee that much.
So to grind down the cost, people are getting creative.
People sleep on instant espresso. You can make delicious coffee at home real cheap.
I thought I would try instant coffee. That's good. I'll be buying this again.
Experts say for more savings at home, you can buy coffee beans in bulk, storing them in a dark, airtight container in a cool, dry place. Try reusable coffee filters and store leftover coffee in the fridge or freeze it for later. We need our morning coffee. I'm with you. Cheers. If you just can't quit your coffee shop and you don't want to brew your own, keep an eye out for deals and coupons. Follow your favorite cafes on social media. Check their apps and even look in your local paper for coupons. They want your business too. And sign up for their loyalty programs. They'll reward you with free drinks. But It may be hard, but if your coffee order is one of those fancy specialty drinks, it might be time to downgrade your order and opt for a simpler one. Guys, I've been at GMA 20 years, and this is the first assignment I have absolutely failed.
And you were asking way too much.
Yes.
Thank you, Becky. How about some pop news?
Let's do it. Good morning, everybody. We are going to turn to pop news with this fabulous lineup of ladies: Niecy Nash, Sarah Paulson, Glenn Close, Naomi Watts, Teyana Taylor, and birthday girl Kim Kardashian, all looking just glamorous to celebrate their new drama on Hulu. It's called All's Fair, getting so much buzz. They're also celebrating Kim's 45th birthday, and it's all happening in Paris. Kim looking stunning in that vintage Dior dress, and all of the ladies leaning into the fashion of it all and the fierceness of this new series created by none other than Ryan Murphy.
Wow.
Get ready for it. Kim posted, though, this video from the special night of Niecy for her birthday. Look at this.
Go shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. Go shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.
No doubt, Niecy will bring that same energy. We love her so much to her character on the series. That's the series you see right there. It follows a team of fierce female divorce attorneys. They leave a male-dominated firm and they open up their own powerhouse practice. The tagline is never settle. The cast of the show will join us next week live right here on GMA. All of those ladies to share the details on All's Fair, which debuts November 4th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Really good idea.
So
Very
good.
good.
The casting is just a home run.
May I approach the bench?
Look at you. All right, I get Niecy. Hey, let's talk about Dancing with the Stars. This show is so good this year, and things got a little wicked in the ballroom with the teams paying tribute to the Broadway show and now the movie. And with the movie's second part about to be released in theaters, director John M. Chu joined the judges at the table to help decide who will be clicking those ruby slippers to head home. One couple that made sure it would not be them, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives star Whitney and Mark Ballas, casting a spell on the judges with their quick step. They did it to, of course, Popular. Look at that. Wow. I mean, Mark Ballas is fantastic, but she can dance.
Yes, she can.
Sam, you could have done this.
No, I could not have, but she can.
Sam, you totally could have. They earned a nearly perfect score in the first 10s, by the way, of this season. Olympic gold medalist Jordan Childs and Ezra also got 3 10s with their rumba. They danced to For Good. And that put them in second place, tied with Robert Irwin, who's doing really well. He's dancing with Whitney. They nailed their routine.
Look at that.
Dancing through life.
Oh, hey.
He's great. He has
so
such
easy.
stage.
Yeah.
He makes it look so easy.
He's adorable. Actress Elaine Hendricks, she really did defy gravity. She ended her contemporary routine in true Elphaba fashion, soaring above the ballroom.
Wow.
This was a great show and indicative of really the whole season. They have stepped it up. Get it? Stepped it up.
I do.
I saw what you did there. Yeah, but you know what they say, there's no place like home, and unfortunately that's where pentatonic singer Scott Hoying is going. I'm sorry. Someone has to go every week.
Yeah.
Here's what he told us about his experience.
It was just really unique and beautiful, learning a new skill and meeting new people, and I will treasure this forever. And 6 weeks is a long time, but I'll be back every week cheering.
He will. 6 weeks, that's pretty great to me.
Yeah, no, I think
weeks.
you lasted 6 weeks. That's good.
Okay. I thought you were saying you're no. How many weeks did you last?
I don't remember. Let's go.
Next week, we're going to get some scary good dances on Halloween night. Dancing with the Stars airs Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC and on Disney+. And guys, the show is so hot right now. A record-breaking 100 million people voted.
Yeah.
Did I read that right? 100 million people voted
It's
for
wild.
last
third
night's
of the country.
performers. That's fantastic. Congratulations to all the dancers. And now, finally, with Halloween just around the corner, lots of you are probably shopping for costumes. I know we are. And thrift shops are a great place to find fun things to wear. And in one case, that could turn into real cash. A woman named Brittany Kerr bought an old school 1990s Scream mask at her local Goodwill in California, $5.
Yeah.
She ended up going with a different costume. She decided to sell the mask online. The mask had this little authentication stamp on it, something collectors, I guess, really look for. Boy, did they. Brittany listed it on eBay starting at 99 cents. It was an auction. Within minutes, it was over $100. She knew she was onto something. Guys, it brought in more than $850. You know I love my thrifting.
Yeah.
So congrats to her and happy Halloween. It's coming, everybody.
Here we go.
Time now for our deals and steals. And this morning it's all about wellness with Tori Johnson bringing products to help you be your best self. My quads are burning.
There you go. Keep it going. Keep showing
really?
off.
Do we have to keep it going?
Yeah.
All right.
You can get a 10-minute low impact full body workout right there on that machine.
Good.
Typical squats tend to be rather difficult on some people's joints using only their leg muscles.
It's just right here. I just feel it right here. It's great.
Yep. So that's going to help to even it out, but not put so much pressure on your joints. So it's a lot easier on your back. And what's also great is that this rolls up. It's got wheels. It'll flatten so it can go right under the bed or into a closet. It's a phenomenal machine and it's 50% off.
No, really and truly, I think I got a good leg workout.
Exactly. All right. No more drink mishaps. So many times when we're trying to make a protein shake or matcha, it gets really clumpy in there. This is the Visp that's designed to be able to whisk all of your protein powders right
Look
in
at this.
there.
Can they see it?
Yeah, it's so
like
smart. And that way, if in the middle of your morning, if you haven't finished all of it and it's getting a little bit clumpy again, you just push the button and it's going to whisk it right up.
Or I say you just do it to someone who has a regular bottle and show off.
There you go. You can do
yours
that
do this?
too. Can yours do this?
That? All right.
We've got two sizes, all 50% off, and it's a great glass bottle. All right. If you want to put a little extra pep in your step, Motion is all about shoes that are designed for women on the go, and they've got a bunch of sort of special features to them. Stability, so that you are very stable when you are standing, but then there's a little bit of a toe spring so that it's going to help you naturally move forward as you're walking. Again, that's that pep in the step. The entire shoe, when life gets messy, can go right into the washing machine. We've got 4 different styles. I get the best reviews from my shoppers on Motion, 60% off and free shipping.
Awesome.
Good
Free shipping.
All right. Cubit. These are fitness trackers that are designed to be able to monitor not just your steps, but also heart rate, stress levels, sleep, a big variety of activities so that you can get all of this data about yourself. And when you have data about yourself, you can then make the necessary choices to support your health goals.
Yes, you
can.
can.
So when you don't have the data and you don't know what's happening, harder to make those choices. We've got amazing watches also for adults, kids, and teens. And then we've got their earbuds and earphones as well, all slashed in half.
Fantastic. What's that, Cubit? Sam did a great leg workout? Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Sorry, it said it. I didn't.
That was going to come up right on your screen. Chirp, one of the easiest, best ways to relieve any kind of pain in your back. So that tension, that muscle soreness. When you roll either against the wall or on the ground with these, and these get into, this is the one that gets into those knots, those hard areas. Our shoppers love Chirp. They're giving us all of their best rollers today. They're all 50% off. Really, really good ones.
While Will jumps, I'm going to just chirp.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You get a massage while Will jumps. All right, I want to tell you, though, about Crossrope, because you can get a full body, intense, and we will say
it's
intense
the best workout.
Cardio workout. So what's smart about these is that in the handles, it syncs with a Bluetooth app, and it's going to track all of that activity.
No way.
So if you don't have a TV camera tracking your results like Will does, it will track it all. It will track your reps, your pace, your power.
Off, Will Gans.
Oh, there he goes. But then let me step back here away from him and just, you keep going and show you. This is
Go ahead, Will, keep going.
No, I'll just do this while you get to do that. This is a ropeless version, so if you're worried about tripping,
but you're working your biceps
you can
right
work
there.
your
I
arms
see your
and
arms.
you can jump at the same time and still get credit for all of that. So if you're worried about tripping or small spaces, this is for you, 50% off and free shipping.
Yeah, these are all good stuff right here. We partnered with all these companies on these great products that we show right here for your health and wellness. GMAdeals.com. Go to the QR code right there. 50 years on GMA. It's coming right back.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
And we are counting down to GMA's 50th birthday, just 12 days away. And we're taking a look back at some of our favorite memories, including some of the wilder moments with animals both in the studio, also out in the world.
Yeah, you know, we really have seen it all. From the unforgettable to maybe a few memories we would rather forget. Take a look. Let's share them.
Over the years, we've gotten wet.
They marked their territory by urinating. That's why you had the hat on.
Are you kidding me?
And wild.
Oklahoma, home to more than 3 million people and 5 million cattle.
Sometimes there is a moment where I go, should I have done this?
Ouch! And yes, even a little smelly.
Can you smell it, Robin, from there?
Oh, yeah. Let him go down your shirt.
Let him go down my shirt.
Let him go down your shirt. It's like, I'm serious. Just let him go down your shirt.
I was lucky enough to do a lot of work with Jack Hanna. I love that man.
Be careful.
But no, this is the Japanese book.
We've had these exotic animals in the studio that are climbing on us.
You did notice there is something on the back of your neck.
Yeah. This is a cheetah, the fastest animal in the world.
From birds to babies. And from the small and cute.
This is a baby warthog, everyone.
He's on the lens of the camera. It's great.
Kirby, the baby elephant, was just born 4 weeks ago.
To the incredibly tall.
We'll get Diana off the camel.
Some were creepy crawly, and others were really loud. We've had a monkey in diapers.
And we will untangle Diane tomorrow.
And we'll never forget this one.
Milk, please, milk. I don't want to ask twice.
And what's great morning TV without this?
Guess who's here? Oh, come on in, guys. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute.
So many furry friends.
We've got all our puppies right here. This is Butterscotch, who just ate my soup.
And he can be yours. I think it may be a Shay, actually. Hold on. Shay.
My favorite is when we have the puppies and they're sitting on our laps and we're looking at each other thinking, okay, who's going to bring one home now?
And look who we have here, little Lucas.
My rescue, little man Lucas, is from one of the shows.
Lucas is sweet.
Allie and I have a dog thanks to GMA. I think it's either him or him.
This is Fig.
Hi,
little piggy.
In my first year here as anchor, we actually adopted Daisy after she came on set from the North Shore Animal League.
We've even become dogs ourselves. We made it.
Look alive, people.
Let's make some magic.
How's my breath?
On GMA, we have helped save thousands of animals. Cats, dogs, rabbits.
You're the valedictorian of this class. We just got to say, the way you've been pushing this for everybody really is amazing. So thank you, Larry. You have a heart.
Good morning,
America! But we've also bonded with animals in their natural habitat.
We have just crossed the Arctic Circle. We're here. We got 2 polar bears, but they are big, beautiful, kind of like me.
Bringing viewers to the far reaches of the world for intimate encounters with animals in their homes, no matter how far from ours.
It's true pandemonium this morning. I go out to Africa and I have a giraffe that's almost chasing me down. There are over 200 game reserves and national parks here in South Africa, 17 alone in the Joburg area.
Ginger diving into a cloud of jellyfish.
Oh my God, there's so many.
Michael witnessing the beauty.
Oh, that was incredible. Puffins, they're monogamous. Puffins, so do they mate for life?
Well, there's a 7% divorce rate I read somewhere. That's better than humans, I think.
And the majesty. And sometimes the danger.
Oh my goodness, you guys, we are in it. We are in this swarm of sharks.
When I showed up, I had storm chased my whole life, so I think a lot of the producers were like, well, she seems like she'll do anything. This is not just a, oh my gosh, she's in there with sharks. Each time we were able to educate people about sharks.
These animals reminding us that they can have a transformative power on all of us. Just this year, Robin traveling to Rwanda to meet the endangered mountain gorillas that took her breath away.
Wow. Okay, good. I'm going to take away that we have more in common than not. I used to say that about fellow human beings, but animals as well. Looking into their faces, watching their personality blossom in the hour that we spent with them, humanity in a different way that I never experienced before.
Wow.
That was
love that.
Yeah. And that you saw briefly, I swam with Winter, the dolphin. When Robin said we learn so much from animals, I got to swim also with differently abled children. And to see the reaction and the interaction, that's what animals give us, is something well beyond what we see and know.
Absolutely. We are so lucky to have met
You've
so
done
many.
so many wonderful things for adopting,
Yes.
pets as well, and what you've done is great. I don't think you should get credit for it when you take them all home, though.
Not all of them.
They're all watching this morning like, yes.
That was great. We'll be right back.
Producers. Thank you.
Now, with the first part of our new series, The New Faces of Cancer, looking at the changing face of people being diagnosed with the disease, often younger and more diverse. And this month, as we celebrate 40 years of Pink, Maggie Rulli joins us with a closer look at breast cancer. Good morning, Maggie.
Hey, Rebecca, good morning. Yeah, we're used to hearing that women should start getting mammograms by about age 40, but now we're seeing more and more women in their 30s and even 20s being diagnosed with breast cancer.
Dallas Carroll was 29 and pregnant when she did a breast exam and felt a lump.
My heart sank. Within that moment, I just instantly knew what it was.
Britta Knight was 33 when she felt a stabbing pain in her breast.
I'm thinking they'll find something small. I'll be able to go back to work in the morning.
Both women diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, cancer that has spread throughout the body. Breast cancer is the most common cancer in women who are being diagnosed at younger ages. The sharpest rise has been seen in those under 50, with steep increases among Hispanic and Asian Americans. Meanwhile, rates of metastatic breast cancer in women under 40 rose almost 3% each year between 2004 and 2021. While genetics, heavy drinking, and the environment may play a role, researchers still can't fully explain the increase.
It could be exposure to different foods, environmental agents. We believe that a combination of everything is what's making us see more cancer in young people.
And the impact on young people can be severe, with patients starting families and careers. The good news, breast cancer treatments have improved significantly in the past decade. Britta, now 43, has been living for 10 years with metastatic breast cancer.
The one thing my oncologist did say was, this is not a terminal disease. This is a chronic illness.
With 2 babies and a stepdaughter at home, Dallas, now 33, opted for an early cancer vaccine trial at Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa.
I'm very much go big or go home.
Researchers there re-educating her own cells to recognize and attack breast tumors more effectively. Today, with the addition of chemo and radiation, Dallas is doing great.
I'm amazed at the responses that we've gotten. I do think that we're getting closer to curing a lot of patients from cancer.
Cancer has taken so much from me, but I vowed to myself I wasn't going to let it take my happiness or my spirit. And I will watch my kids grow up.
Well, Dallas says she had to beg doctors to take her lump seriously while pregnant, and says it is so important for women to advocate for themselves. And guys, we also have a really important update from our story yesterday. You remember Stephanie Wysowski? She was the woman who discovered she had breast cancer while she was pregnant. Look at these photos here. She gave birth to her little girl who looks just about perfect, doesn't she? They named her Georgie Louise. Now, you might also have noticed there was a happy anniversary balloon because it's also their 8th anniversary.
Wow.
So,
Oh my gosh.
so much to
What a
celebrate for them
celebration.
today.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
Thank you so much for following
That
us.
is great news.
Maggie.
We are back with Jessica Capshaw. We have watched her for years on ABC shows, including Grey's Anatomy and The Practice.
So now we can watch her on Nashville 911 or 911 Nashville. Yeah, that's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Welcome to the show, by the way. It's so nice.
I'm so happy to be here.
Have you had fun this morning? Because it's been a little while.
So much fun. I like an early start.
All right.
I'm back in action.
So we remember you from Grey's, right? So what was it that made you go, Blythe, this is what I'm ready to do?
You know what? It was actually this incredible cross-section of understanding that there was this character that had so much of where I started. You mean Arizona, which is this warmth and this inclusion and the spirit of sort of caretaking. Obviously, I'm no stranger to the first responder world. I had no problem letting other people be the first responders, so I was happy to just, you know what, I wore scrubs for 10 years, so I was very excited to put on some high heels, be swathed in cashmere for every single episode. We are on a Ryan Murphy show, so there's some high fashion to be had.
So great. And then I want to hear how you're feeling about, it's hard to even imagine. I know in real life you're a mom of 4, but now you're the matriarch.
I don't know how I feel about that.
How does that, you're way too young to be a matriarch.
Every time I hear matriarch, I'm like,
You're just, I'd like to say you're just a very sporty, wonderful wife.
Well, there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
I'm changing it.
Yes, let's change the narrative.
But how's life
that
in
description
Nashville?
was for someone else.
We had Chris on not long ago.
Oh, isn't he the best?
Yes, and he said that you guys, look what I just did.
Y'all.
I just did that. I'm from Long Island. I have no business doing that, but it's such a wonderful town.
It is.
Nashville.
And I'd never been there.
Oh, no way.
I'd never been there, so I didn't know anything about it, and I got there, and I was almost immediately taken. We moved from Los Angeles to New York a couple years ago, and so you build up a certain New York, edge. And then I went to Nashville, and the first thing that had to change immediately was my aggressive driving. Because in Nashville, everyone's very polite. Like you go to cut in, and they're like, "Go ahead," and you're like,
you want to get in a fight, but you're not. There's no fight to be had.
No, there's no fight to be had.
No.
They're like, "Please, after you."
You just ruined my cut-in.
I know, and then you just smile and wave and be like, "Thank you."
Let's talk a little bit about LeAnn Rimes. I mean, this is. I mean, would you call it your rival, your nemesis? Well, let's just take a clip first.
Okay.
All right.
I really just wanted to look you in the eyes when I said this next part.
Okay. Let's have it.
The fact that they work together doesn't change the rules that we agreed upon 20 years ago.
And what rules might you be referring to exactly?
The one where you stay away from my husband.
Boy, I mean, if you have an occasion in life to say, "Stay away from my husband," then you take it.
And also, if you need to say that, there might be a problem.
I know. And also, I actually thought while we were doing this scene, I thought, really? 20 years later, you're still after it?
Well,
I feel like maybe you need to adjust.
But the backstory on this is also great because she's actually a friend of yours, a good friend.
Yes.
So how do you get so in her face and have those moments?
Well, we laugh right after this happens. But I mean, I couldn't be luckier. We have such an incredible cast, and I love Chris. I've known him forever. Kimberly Williams Paisley is incredible. LeAnn, I've been a fan of since her first single, Blue, and truly has a memory cemented. She's an incredible singer. And then we have, Michael, who plays my son. Again, the math doesn't math. He's too old. I'm not a matriarch. I don't know what's happening.
Sorry, I used the M word.
I know. But then Hunter, who's brand new to it all, and then Wani and Haley, and we just have an incredible.
This sounds like a home run for you.
It's
personally.
So much fun, and we really are just enjoying it, and it's watching it all come together. It's been like I was watching it with my 13-year-old, and she looks at me because that's where you really know if things can pass muster.
Yeah.
You do.
And she looks at me halfway through.
She wasn't disgusted with you?
No.
Congratulations.
She thought that I was I was a little bit of a badass. I got some street cred.
That's awesome.
And she also said to me that it was a vibe.
Oh, wow.
Which is good.
Yes, as I understand it, that's a good thing.
And then somehow worked in 6'7", which no one
I don't
understands.
know how that. I don't get it.
No.
I don't get it because
No,
they're different. They're
you
not
don't need
right.
to.
Okay.
No. We don't need to.
So I know you don't live this way, but you're Hollywood royalty. Can we just?
Another thing I don't completely identify with, but yes, I understand what you're talking about.
Kate Capshaw, Steven Spielberg is your stepdad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wonderful Kate, Mama.
So there's got to be a whole lot of tips. I'm just guessing if they're like all.
Not. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it sort of depends how you're programmed, like what your wiring is, and I came out pretty independent. And so I definitely think I probably should have asked for more tips early on. I was a little bit like, I got this. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm perhaps older and wiser now, so I definitely do ask for counsel. But, I always say that apple trees don't make peaches. So I do come from, it makes sense
It is-
that I'm their child.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Jessica, 911 Nashville airs Thursday at 9/8 Central on ABC, streams the next day on Hulu, and Hulu on Disney+. What a joy.
Oh, it's so fantastic.
I just want to add this because we're 911 like mad fans, and from 911 Nashville to the original 911 series, we are going to the set where it all began for a sneak peek behind the scenes of this hit show, and that is coming up.
Yes!
Awesome. All right. And Nashville's hot right now. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
And we are back now with a behind-the-scenes look at the original 911 series. Roxy Diaz pulls back the curtain on the hit show that has viewers constantly wondering what's going to happen next. And this season is expected to be out of this world.
The cast of the mega hit inviting GMA to the 118.
This is like the hub, the heart of the 118, right? This is our firehouse.
And this is the only set in 9 seasons that has remained the same. That's been here since the pilot episode of the show.
Truth be told, I don't know exactly what's coming for me yet, but I'm assuming something will happen because it's Maddie.
Mr. Hauser, the good news is we think it was the humpback.
If you thought 911 couldn't ante up the stakes, think again.
Like now I'm seeing fire in the sky.
Fire in the sky.
Literally,
out of this world.
literally, Athena and Henrietta are going into space.
Yeah, I mean, 9 seasons in, you have to kind of figure out where have we not gone.
Okay, some quick, fast ones for you guys. Just a little bit of fun when we start. Raise your hand if you'd actually be good in an emergency situation.
Do not.
Point to the person who all of you would trust to save you in the face of danger.
Y'all pointing at me?
No, I ain't pointing at you.
It's hard being around people who loved him.
Now the team will grapple with the loss of Bobby Nash, played by Peter Krause.
We need more time.
We don't have any more time.
She's going to be very much in a little bit of a denial, you know. She's a hard worker anyway, so she doesn't throw herself even more so into that.
I feel like it's pulled us all together in such a special way. So it showcases how much we need each other. There can be whole episodes at a time where it doesn't feel weighed down by that loss. And then out of nowhere, you may have an episode where it does peek its head again.
As an EP on the show, how important is it to be able to have real life social situations woven into the script as well?
I think that's what the audience really come to appreciate and love about it. They come away learning a lot about themselves, about how people get along, how people grow. And I think the camaraderie that our characters share touches our audiences.
I love how everybody pointed immediately to Angela Bassett as the person they would turn to.
Yes.
Is it you, Sam?
No.
Who on the couch?
This couch?
Yeah. Any? George?
I need anything
George
fixed.
too. Yes.
I would pay somebody to do it.
Our thanks to Roxy for that. 911 airs Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on ABC and streams the next day on Hulu and Disney+.
Special guest Brian Monahan.